All right, start. Oh, man, I didn't even, what's your name?
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to a special episode of the G5 Hive. We got a special treat for all our listeners and followers today. We will be interviewing running back number 21, Ismail Mahdi from the Texas State Bobcats. How are you doing today, Ismail?
I'm doing great, guys. How about yourselves?
We're doing good.
Doing great.
Doing good. No, it's the first Saturday with no college football in a long time, so it's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
We got a game, I think it was a Monday night. Well, we got the FCS championship. Monday night, the FBS championship, and then I think it's like 253 days of no college. Well, no games that actually count. So, we got spring. We got spring coming up. College football never stops, but
we do have what is it?
Well, the bowl games,
Under Armour, right? There's an Under Armour.
We got the Shrine Bowl, the Senior Bowl, the Hula Bowl.
There's the All American for the high school seniors.
Under Armour All American game was this past week.
Yeah, I already played. Correct.
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Isn't there another one? Isn't there another one today at noon?
There might be another one. It's not the Under Armour though.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
The Under Armour one was either Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yeah, that was Fire and Ice.
Yeah, but for all intents and purposes, the college football season is coming to an end, which is always sad. It's always my favorite time of year. So Ismail was a 2-year letter winner at Plano East High School. He was a unanimous all-district 6A6 running back as a senior. He was a Landry Award watch list as a senior, which is an award given to the top high school football player in North Texas. In 2022, his freshman year, he attended Houston Christian, where he was a Jerry Rice Award finalist for the most outstanding freshman in FCS. He had 112 rushes for 568 yards and 2 touchdowns in 8 games, averaged 5.1 yards per rush. Also had 32 receptions for 333 yards and 3 touchdowns, which is 901 all-purpose yards and 5 total touchdowns in 8 games as a true freshman. His collegiate debut was an awesome, just awesome performance. Had 267 all-purpose yards and 2 total touchdowns. September 3rd against Northern Colorado. It was 84 yards rushing and 83 yards on 2 receptions. Then sophomore year, he transferred to Texas State, where he just lit up the Sun Belt and college football in general. He's the first team All-American as an all-purpose by CBS Sports and 24/7 Sports. Second team All-American as all-purpose player by the Football Writers Americas of Association, ESPN, The Athletic, and Phil Steele. He was all Sun Belt first team, all Sun Belt second team as a return specialist, led the nation in all-purpose yards with 2,169 yards, 1,331 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns on 223 attempts and 13 games. He had 275 receiving yards on 20 receptions and 563 kick return yards on 22 attempts, 12 total touchdowns, 10 rushing, 1 receiving, 1 kick return. He was an Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Awards semifinalist, which is given to the top offensive player in Division I football that was either born in Texas, graduated from a Texas high school, or played at a Texas-based junior college or 4-year college. He was the Paul Hornung Award National Player of the Week in Week 5 after totaling 316 all-purpose yards and scoring 4 touchdowns against Southern Miss. Quite a resume, sir. Quite a resume.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was exhausting, probably for Justice to read all that. I can't imagine doing all of that. So, who introduced you to the game of football?
I'll say friends, because growing up, I didn't really was interested in football. I grew up playing soccer. My dad played soccer as well. And playing ball with my fans out in the backyard and stuff, and they were like, "You're pretty good at football. You should try it out." And then finally, my dad threw me into organized sports, and the rest was history. So, I'll say friends.
Very nice. What was it that I guess drew you to Texas State after you left Houston Christian?
Coach GJ Kinney in the offense and Mac Leftwich. And, I played those guys while I was at HCU and they were at UIW. I played against those guys. So I seen it firsthand. It was 70-0 at halftime. So I seen the offense. I seen what those do. And, when I entered the poll and I saw GJ Kinney got the head coaching job at Texas State, it was just a no-brainer for me and my family just because the way the offense just fits me. So, yes, sir.
So
Did
what
I was
what
gonna
was it
say,
like? Go ahead.
when you were at Houston Christian, which used to be, I guess, Houston Baptist, most of those guys that had were like, I'm drawing a blank. The guy at Texas Tech, the offensive coordinator, Arbuckle. Were any of those guys at Houston
No,
when you
sir.
were being recruited?
No,
Or they
sir.
had already left
They already left. They already went with Bailey Zappi to Western
to
Kentucky.
Western
So,
Kentucky.
yes, sir. Correct. They wasn't there. Different offensive coordinator, which was Cormier. Cedric Cormier
Gotcha.
was my offensive coordinator, which is at Ball State, I think, as a wide receiver coach right now.
Okay.
So
Yes.
you said GJ Kenny was a huge reason going there. What was it like to get recruited by him and then play? What's it like playing for him, being on the other side with him?
He's a good guy. He treats his players very well, and he makes sure that he played football, so he knows everything that he's been through, everything we did and stuff like that. He's a very players coach, and he's very reasonable. Like I said, he played football, and he knows how to take care of our bodies and all that good stuff. So he's a really good head coach.
Yeah, I remember when he was a quarterback. I might have actually had him on a couple of my college fantasy football teams. That's how long I played college fantasy football.
That's crazy.
What were your likes and dislikes in the recruiting process? Maybe you could share how it's different from like the high school recruiting process versus when you were a transfer.
Coming out of high school, I didn't really get recruited. I only had HCU and Texas A&M Commerce. I mean, I think it's because we didn't win too many football games at the school I was, and I just didn't get highly recruited. So, and then coming out the portal, I mean, I had some P5 offers. It's just it was just like I just like Texas State the best and stuff like that. But the dislikes I don't like is just entering, especially coming out the portal, just entering, not knowing what's going on and stuff like that, and stuff. So yeah, those are my.
So you transferred from Houston Christian to Texas State this last year. What's like the big difference going from the FCS to FBS?
Just
weight room, like
exactly.
nutrition, like what is it?
Just
the players themselves, linemen.
Yep, yeah, stuff like that. Yep, the facilities are a lot better from FBS than FCS, and like you said, especially the trenches. Player wise, it's the trenches, man. There's a big difference. D line, O line, the guys are way bigger in FBS, and going against FBS D line and linebackers and stuff like that, it really is a big jump. And kind of people won't say that, but kind of the speed of the game is a lot different too, as well, and stuff like that. So, yes, sir.
One thing I've noticed with Old Dominion transitioning was the depth, right? The higher you move up, the more depth the teams have.
Yeah,
and like you said, the line play, the offensive line, defensive line play is so huge.
Yeah, in the depth, like there's not a big drop off from the first string to the second string. They're nearly the same, and stuff like that. There's a lot better. I will say just more reasonable drop off from first string to second string from FBS to FBS.
Is there another running back that you like to watch or that you model your game after?
Yes, Devon A-Chain from the Miami Dolphins. That's a guy I used to watch at A&M, and I watch at the Dolphins. That way I just feel like we have the same body type and the way we run the football and stuff like
You're
that.
both super fast.
Yeah, super fast
Yeah.
as well. So I really look up to Devon A-Chain and Travis Etienne while he was at Clemson, and he's playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars too. His contact balance and stuff like that, his acceleration and stuff like that. So,
What do you feel like your main strength is as a running back?
my speed. I feel like my speed and my cut ability, and me getting the ball out the backfield and just being very versatile. Not just a one down, not just a downhill back. I could catch the ball out the backfield, and I could do everything a running back needs to do. Just a complete back. So,
Is there anything you're working on to try and improve your game for the next year? Anything in particular?
Yes, sir. Just my pass blocking. Just yeah, just mainly my pass blocking. Just staying in there with bigger linebackers and stuff like that. So
Yeah, pass blocking. Pass blocking sometimes I think is a lost art.
yeah, it is.
Um, we had a running back at Old Dominion that was very electric with the ball in his hand, but his pass blocking was not good, and he didn't stay on the field very as long. He wasn't on the field as much as you would like to see, as electric as he was with the ball in his hands, because you can't pass block. It's hard for the coaches to leave you out there all the time.
In today's college football world, NIL transfer portal is big, much bigger than it used to be. How do you feel about those changes, and how have you seen it impact college football positively or negatively?
I think it's good for players to get paid now. You know, that's why we play the game that we do, to take care of our families and to be able to have money in our pockets. So I think it's a good thing, but I think negatively it affects like just players just going around leaving and stuff like that, and just all about money. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to make it to the NFL. You know, and that's the goal, to get these kids in the NFL. That's the goal. But that's, I think, negatively, that people are just trying to stay in college as long as possible and just jump school to get money and stuff like that. But positively is everybody plays this game to have money in their pockets, and it's cool to know that, you know, we could get money now and not wait later, because, you know, at any given day you could get injured on the field. So, you know, so you gotta make it work. So
Yeah, get it while you can.
exactly.
You know, as we said earlier in the show, you had a phenomenal season this past season. And it seems like it's a hot topic in the college football world today. Did you get any calls after the season from other people trying to woo you away from Texas State? And if so, what ultimately kind of said, hey, you know, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to stay?
I had interest. I had a lot of interests and stuff like that after the season and stuff like that. But I just wanted to stay at Texas State because, you know, I like the coaching staff. There's no need for me to leave. You know, I could do everything that I could do at a P5 here at G5, make All-American, you know, all that good stuff I could do here. And I want to build a legacy at Texas State. And, you know, I just fit. It just feels like home to me. There's no need for me to leave. So
That's great to hear. I think, like you said, the NFL is going to find you, right?
exactly.
It doesn't matter where you play, where you go, they're going to find you. And, you know, so often in today's world, I think players get bad advice.
Exactly.
And always chasing something greener when they have something, when they're already on the greenest patch of grass that they're going to find. So awesome to hear that.
Yes, sir.
So we've seen that Texas State recently started an NIL collective. Have you been able to reap some of the benefits from that new collective?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
All right. Nice.
It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other cool just NIL deals, whether it's with a car dealership down there or restaurant or anything?
A couple restaurants and stuff like that, and yeah, just restaurants and stuff like that. Yes, sir.
Nice.
What are your goals for 2024 and beyond?
Just to, you know, finish out. Hopefully, get to the draft and stuff like that, and, you know, just work on my game a lot better to get ready for the draft.
All right. Are there any players that maybe didn't get a whole bunch of playing time this last year, that guys moving on that we're going to get a chance to see, or maybe that are going to have a breakout this upcoming season that we should keep our eyes out for?
On Texas State?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Cornerback Sheldon. I forgot. Shadish Sheldon. Cornerback he's a dog. He could play. You know, he had a couple of injuries coming on to the season. Who else? We got a couple of wide receivers that, you know, they were true freshmen. Chris Don, true freshman that played a little bit this season, but I feel like he's in the offense and stuff like that. He should have a breakout season as well too. So
and forgive me, I don't recall. Is Ben Bell, is he returning or did he graduate?
I think he has one more year left. I
He
don't
has
know.
one more year.
Yes, sir. I don't know what the decision he's gonna make yet. So
Gotcha.
I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty excited for Texas State in this next year. You got with the transfer portal, you got a lot of people leaving offenses in general, but Texas State kept a lot of people together. The coaching staff another year together. Like the wide receiver, you got Joey
Hobart,
Cole
coming
Wilson.
back.
Cole.
Yeah, Cole Wilson, yourself, right? TJ should be back. I mean, it's going to be an exciting team.
Definitely exciting offense to watch, and the defense is pretty good too.
Exactly. We just need that chemistry because we were all new guys. Like that was my first time seeing all those guys ever in my life, and we have to play football together. So now we have that chemistry, and everybody's on the same page. Is going to be very different this year.
If someone hadn't had the opportunity to watch you play, first of all, they're missing out on a lot. But if they hadn't, and you could tell them to go watch one game of you, what game would you pick?
I'll say Baylor or Southern Miss, one of those two. Baylor or Southern
Baylor
Miss.
was a pretty good game.
Baylor game. Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
If what would be one game that you would like to replay over and why?
One game I would like to replay over. I'll say the Troy game. I'll say Troy game. Because we had an opportunity to beat those guys. We had little mistakes that hurt us. So Troy game. That was one that I was pretty upset after the game.
So I can watch Troy and I can box scout Troy. What is it like going against that defense?
They had a great defense this year.
Yeah, they're very physical and they talk a lot of trash. Yeah, that's one thing. They talk a lot of trash. They're very feisty.
We were talking earlier. Troy's one of the teams that's not only lost their head coach, but lost a lot of players in the portal along with JMU. So it'll be interesting to see how the Sun Belt shakes out this coming year. I gotta believe you guys are probably the favorites in the West going forward.
Yes, sir.
If you could pick one defensive player that we felt was the toughest to go against, who would that be and why?
Best defensive player to go. Nobody really. I mean, nobody.
No
really,
one gave you fits or anything.
Nobody really gave me fits. No, sir. To be truly honest, no, sir.
All right. So career wise, if hopefully football works out, that's the ultimate goal. But if you have to go a different route, what's your dream job that you want to do?
I want to be a chiropractor.
Chiropractor? All right.
Cool.
Well, I study as chiropractor, doing in that type of field.
Nice. Cool.
Yes.
What kind of workout plan do you have over the summer, and will you be back home doing your training, or will you be at Texas State?
Oh, we'd be at Texas State, and they got that ready for us and stuff like that.
Oh,
as coach,
nice.
We got a strength coach that takes care of the whole team, and they have workouts and stuff like that for us to do. So, yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I played college baseball, and being in baseball, I am very superstitious. I had to eat the same food before games. I had, especially when I was on a good streak, wearing the same socks. I had to listen to the same music. What are you listening to pregame?
I listen to Rod Wave. I don't know if y'all heard about. I don't know if y'all heard that artist, but I listen to Rod Wave. It's type of motivational music. Let me know the reason why I'm playing the game.
And then, do you have any superstitions?
No, sir.
No, none.
What do you mean superstitions?
Superstitions
or rituals, like you got to put your left sock on before the game first, or anything that you.
I don't tie my shoes tight.
You don't time.
All right. I like to play with my shoes loose. Sometimes I don't even tie my shoes.
All right.
Who was that? The quarterback, was it Denard Robinson? Who's that Michigan quarterback?
Yeah,
Denard Robinson.
Yeah.
What hobbies do you have outside of football?
I cook. I like to cook a lot, so I
Nice.
cook and cooking.
What's your favorite dish to make?
Chicken Alfredo.
Chicken
I
Alfredo.
love.
Okay.
Sure.
So do you have any special talents that you wouldn't mind sharing with our audience, or maybe there's a little known special talent that one of your teammates has?
Not that I know of. No, sir. Not
Okay.
that. No, sir.
Is there a great singer on the team that we don't know about, or?
Nah, everybody's just nobody. Nobody brings that up. I don't think I have not that I heard of. No, sir.
Gotcha.
Who's the best dancer on the team?
Cole Wilson.
Cole Wilson. Okay.
Wilson can dance. He's like a TikTok dancer type. Yeah.
Very nice. If you had to tell an aspiring high school player what the hardest part of playing college football is, what would it be and why?
Just being consistent, getting up in the morning every day, and knowing what you got to do and doing the same thing. And that's very hard, knowing that you got to repeat the same thing over and over, and getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning and knowing and repeating the same thing over and over again. So
All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
would
hey,
the adjustment's the hardest part, right?
exactly.
The schedule and managing your time and all those kinds of things. It's difficult for any student. And it's got to be more difficult, for anyone playing
Student athlete.
sports. For an athlete,
Correct.
student athlete,
Correct.
yeah.
when you first came to Texas State, how was it coming to a new school, trying to figure out, your practice schedule, your where to eat, where your classes were, where the facility, like figuring out where you live in comparison to where you got to be in that schedule? How important is it to like kind of be comfortable with that stuff, so it's more like
Yeah. Correct.
robotic type thing?
Exactly.
Because I feel like it's a big thing, and it's something people don't really talk about. But like, how big of a thing is it? I guess
Yeah,
to be.
it was totally difficult because I come from Houston Christian. Everything is close, and everything's close and compact together. So I didn't really have to travel much. I literally walked to everywhere I go. Coming to Texas State, the school was big. Like we literally have to take shuttles to go to classes and stuff like that. You
Wow.
got to know where everything is because you got to be on time to meetings, team meetings, position meetings, meals, mandatory meals, workouts. So you got to know where everything is. It's very important to know where everything is. It was very difficult doing that transition, but luckily I had teammates that already been there and they helped me out, coaches and GAs and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
Do you guys have? We talked about a little bit about the NIL. Does Texas State have staff members that you can go to and talk to kind of help you out when you're like looking at an NIL deal, or someone that just kind of like advises you guys? Or
yes, sir. We got people that help us out with money as well and stuff like that. Help us out with taxes because when you get in, you got to do taxes, W-9s and all that stuff. So we got people that in our corner to help us out with stuff like that as well. Yes, sir.
That's awesome to hear. 'Cause I think people don't think about that. Hey, they need that support for that kind of stuff.
Correct.
It's awesome to hear that they're providing that kind of support.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we thank you for your time today. We definitely look forward to following the rest of your career at Texas State, and good luck next year. You and I were talking a little bit before we started recording. I'm excited to get to see you guys actually play in person next year when you come to Old Dominion.
Oh, we're gonna be at Old Dominion.
You're at Old Dominion next year, so I'll get to see you play in person.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me,
All
guys.
right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. You have a good rest of y'all day.
You too.
Yeah.